Hey guys, welcome back to Walking with Jesus Daily. We are in day 102, and I do not know what today's lesson is about. It's been put together. We have another gospel mashup. We've got I know that, and it's just been really fun to watch Jesus walk through the things that he has done. I know that we covered this is by the way, this is the milk portion. Okay, this is pour yourself a nice tall cold one, and we're talking about milk, sober-minded. We're talking about the easy stuff. We're talking about the stuff on the surface. Let's get that information already embedded in our minds so that we are walking into this incredible spiritual lesson that Jesus is about to teach us and to show us. That's a big deal. So, if you have not spent time in prayer, please do that. If you want to take time after this and just read for yourself a little bit, please do that. Do whatever is necessary to prepare your heart, mind, body, soul to belong fully to Him, and for Him to be fully enough in all ways and in everything. So here we go. Day 42, we're going to be in Luke 4:38 through 44. We're going to be in Mark 1:29 through 39. Matthew 8:14 through 17, and Matthew 4:23 through 25. Now you say, why is that? Well, you say because Matthew was not written in chronological order. Neither was Mark. Luke kind of was. Pardon me. So what I'm going to do in the milk is what I always do. I'm going to read the actual verses as they were, and then in the meat, we're going to do the gospel mashup, where we take all of these verses, we put them all together, and make it one reading with everything together in the same order. And it allows us to kind of open up our minds a little bit easier to what's going on. So let's remember that he had just cast out a man filled with an unclean spirit. Cast out a demon, an unclean spirit from a man who was in the synagogue there among all the people. And people are amazed by this, and they can't understand this, and they should be. All right? Luke 4:38 through 44. And he arose and left the synagogue, this is Jesus, and entered Simon's house, Peter's house. Now, Simon's mother-in-law was ill with a high fever. What does this mean? This means that Simon is married if he has a mother-in-law, okay? She was ill with a high fever, and they appealed to him on her behalf. Now, a high fever, when we're reading this, we're not reading this like, oh, you got a little temperature, you need to lay down and take some Tylenol. High fevers in this time often killed people. Okay, it means they had a terrible illness. They didn't have what we have today. Okay. So they appealed to Jesus on her behalf. Okay, and it says, and he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her. He rebuked the fever, and it left her, and immediately she rose and began to serve them. Like, have you ever just been sick and then instantly you're not sick and you're serving people in your house? All I'm thinking of is my wife right now, and she would just be killing me, okay? Immediately, she rose and began to serve them. Now, when the sun was setting, okay, why? Why is this pointed out? Because they were meeting in the synagogue on the Sabbath. Oh, sorry. All those who had any who were sick with various diseases brought them to him. They didn't come to him on the Sabbath. They waited. And when the sun went down, anybody who was sick with any kind of disease brought them to him, and he laid his hands on every one of them and healed them. All of them. Listen to what this says. And demons also came out of many. Do you think many knew that they had a demon in them? Okay. Demons came out of many, crying, "You are the Son of God." But he rebuked them and would not allow them to speak because they knew that he was the Christ. We're going to get more into this in the meat, okay? And when it was day, he departed and went into a desolate place. And the people sought him and came to him and would have kept him from leaving them. But he said to them, I must preach the good news of the kingdom of God. So I must preach the good news, that's the gospel, of the kingdom of God to the other towns as well. For I was sent for this purpose. And he was preaching in the synagogues of Judea. Again, because guests could read and teach. Awesome, right? Okay. Mark's account, Mark 1, 29 through 39. And immediately he left the synagogue and entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. So he leaves the synagogue right away after he does this, casts out this demon and teaches. Goes to Peter's house, and this time we know that he's with Andrew and James and John. Peter, Andrew, James, and John. Okay? Why? Probably because they're all from the same place. And Simon's mother-in-law lay ill with a fever, and immediately they told him about her. And he came and took her by the hand and lifted her up. Oh, there's so much to talk about here. And the fever left her, and she began to serve them. This is such a great opportunity to talk about the healing powers of Jesus and our response to the healing powers of Jesus. That evening at sundown, they brought to him all who were sick or oppressed by demons. And the whole city was gathered together at the door. Peter's house. And he healed many who were sick with various diseases and cast out many demons. And he would not permit the demons to speak because they knew him. They knew him. And rising very early in the morning, when it was still dark, he departed and went out to a desolate place, and there he prayed. And Simon and those who were with him searched for him, and they found him and said to him, everyone is looking for you. And he said to them, let us go on to the next towns, that I may preach there also, for that is why I came out. And he went throughout all Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and casting out demons. Sure is a lot of demon casting here. All right. We got Matthew 8, 14 through 17, and Matthew 4, 23 through 25 to finish up. And when Jesus entered Peter's house, he saw his mother-in-law lying sick with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she rose and began to serve him. This is mentioned in all three Gospels here. That evening, they brought to him many who were oppressed by demons, and he cast out the spirits with a word and healed all who were sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. He took our illnesses and bore our diseases. You wonder, where did those sicknesses go? Where did those demons go? Matthew 4, 23 through 25. And he went throughout all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom and healing every disease and every affliction among the people. So his fame spread throughout all Syria, and they brought him all the sick, those afflicted with various diseases and pains, those oppressed by demons, those having seizures and paralytics, and he healed them. And great crowds followed him from Galilee and the Decapolis, and from Jerusalem and Judea, and from beyond the Jordan. This is starting to get crazy. All right, guys, I'll see you in the meat.